Hello, hello, hello. So, yes, this is totally what we're going to do. we are we are going to build a WordPress clone. Um, and I've actually never used directus, so it's fair enough. If you don't know anything about what I'm talking about with regard to the feud, it's worth saying there's not a real feud. This is something that was rather hilariously happened at Feud Toronto. For some reason, people in the audience seem to think so. Rijk from Directus was giving a talk, and then my talk was one of my talks was live code WordPress in Nuxt. And I obviously referred to the fact that it was going to be, I referred to the fact that it was live coding directors, and for some reason people may have taken this as a declaration of war, which it wasn't really meant to be. So anyway, hello, nice to see you, Aussie Boy, Hacknug, nice to see you, Undertale, Nostalgia, Luke, Martin, nice to have you. And actually, it seems Hacknug is actually working on a WordPress site right now. So that is could not be better timing. So yeah, this is the plan. Now I have never used directus. Normally I use what I know. And I know people use directus. I have some preferences on CMSs. I love Sanity, for example. It's amazing. So this is a bit of a challenge. It's a bit of a challenge for me. Literally you are seeing my first go at it. Okay, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to sign in with GitHub. And so half of this is going to be like CSS, I think. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to create a project, and I'm going to call this nuxt presses. If anyone can think of a name for this, let me know. It will be in Europe, please. Oh, enterprise. And simple CMS. I feel this should be fine. And yeah, that feels fine. Okay, start trial. No. The idea is, oh, hello, baby. This is going to be, oh, yes. You can self-host to directus, but do I want to self-host? I don't know. I think I want to use the cloud starter. I can always switch to self-hosting, right? So let's see. I've got a cool. It feels like this is, yeah, I can only do too many things. I want so many things at a time though. So what I'm doing is first we're going to build this. We're going to use the cloud, and then we can see what we do later. So hopefully not going to leak in. No, I invariably leak info. Always I leak info. I'm nuxt leap. Oh, I like that. That feels nice. Yeah, nuxt leap. Okay, that's the current winner so far. Now, Colby Fayok did something like this. Lerner, nice to see you. Thomas, nice to see you too. And Thomas, didn't you recently become a core maintainer of Astro? Congratulations, if I remember rightly. Damien, nice to see you. Okay, we are getting going. Okay, now we also basically, I think we need to start a WordPress project so I know what it looks like. So I'm going to start a WordPress. Oh no, I need WordPress.com, don't I? WordPress.com. Directus is an open source CMS. There we go. WP Engine. I should use WP Engine. Yes, I should. I should, shouldn't I? Okay. Let's try. No, I don't want a domain name. Can I not create a site without a domain name? I just want a demo name. I can use a domain I know. I own. Let me think. What domains do I own? I'm looking at this in another window because I don't want to leak all my secret projects. Yes, we're just getting started with this. Le Boomschlang, snake, right? It's a snake. So, oh, for goodness sake, I am not caring about the backend. So we're building this with, I'm going to call this, okay, I'm going to use acrostic. Let's see. There we go. We're going to connect it. Please, we're very much not going to, oh, hello. Is there no way I can, yeah, start with a free plan, please? Yes, there we go. Right, this is a little bit more like it. What is happening? Yeah, this is going to be public, totally. What's going on? Uh-huh. WordPress. Okay, does this have to be WP Engine? Okay, with WP Engine, here we come. Literally, I cannot create a site on WordPress. So we're going to log in. I just need the question is can I do this for free? I just need to I literally just want yeah, I can run WordPress locally. What am I thinking about? Okay, I didn't want to get into the details, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to fire up a WordPress project locally. And what's the best way for me to do that? Do I really have to do Trellis? I just want to test it. Okay, I'll use the Docker project you're recommending. I mean, I would. Sorry, local or WP Studio? WordPress local. Cool. Okay, this seems reasonable. A Mac Silicon. Oh, it's WP Engine. Cool. Do you know, honestly, my opinion of WP Engine was not great, but they have come so well out of this particular set of circumstances that I really think a lot more highly of them as a result. Okay. So, hey Reaper, good to see you. We are downloading WordPress local just in order to, yeah, like seeking, yeah, exactly. Very much not the way to go. Like setting aside any point about sustainability of open source, which obviously I'm massively in favor of. You know, I would have thought that I would be totally on board with Matt, but honestly, I cannot stand bullying. And I cannot, it doesn't matter who it is. Yeah, honestly, it's absolutely, and I think it's totally an existential threat for open source. because if you do that, you're basically saying to people, nobody should ever build on top of the open source project I have, because what's going to happen is we're going to do a rug pull. We're going to take it away from you and demand that you pay for it. And that is, that's pretty bad. So what am I saying? Yes, Rigora, nice to see you. Okay, so what am I doing? I need to get started with WP local, right? Local, just local. Hello. I thought he had to remove that. I was pretty sure that had to be removed, but if not, I don't know. Do I have to create an account? I have to create an account. Account, here we come. Show us the cat. Ah ha ha ha. Okay, the cat is here. They want to see you. They want to see you. There you go. Is she not beautiful? The most beautiful cat. Okay. Right. So this. So, nice to see you, Samuel. Okay, so we have this thing. No. Okay, I'm going to create a site. I literally just want to see what the theme looks like on a new WordPress site. And we're going to call this the origin. Because it's been a while since I've used WordPress, honestly. And admin. I am just using WordPress in order to make a clone of it. So I want to see what it looks like. I want to take the theme and clone it, at least so it looks a little bit like that. Undertale, the aim is to release Nuxt 3.15 this Friday, this weekend anyway. So you'll get the release soon. I don't want to keep you waiting too long. Okay, this is cool. Are you on holiday? Cool, beautiful. Okay, this is a lovely, lovely, clean theme site, right? That's all I wanted. I wanted this look, what that looks like. And I want to replicate this in Nuxt. And so I'm going to actually start by, now, I mean, we have this directus project here, which I've created. Oh, for goodness sake. Billing terrifies me. But anyway, wait a second. I have to log into it, do I? How do I log in? Credentials, password. Is it possible that I have received an email with a password? I bet I have. I have. Aha. Okay. I have a password, so I don't need to reset it or anything. I just sign in. It's beautiful. Got to say. Yes. Okay, here we go. So we have a website, and I am not planning to use Nuxt UI for this, because it's very, like, it doesn't look a lot like, I think I'll just code this. Okay, so we have some pages, and as I said, I've not used directus before, but this does look, it looks like this might be, I don't know. Looks like this might be HTML-ish. I don't know what format this is coming back from. Okay, right, we should get going, right? Good morning, Todd. Nice to see you. No, I'm sorry, I'm not building the CMS from scratch. I mean, that would be, you know, a good, good sort of ambition, maybe. But I did the CMS from scratch in Vue Toronto, so that was the thing. We built the CMS using Nuxt, but in this case, I just want to clone WordPress, right? So rich text hero gallery. Okay, has some items and some images. No, I'm not using WordPress as a backend. The aim is just to use something else other than WordPress. I have built sites with WordPress as the backend before, though. Cool. Right, so we just need a new Nuxt project. I think I have. Okay, let's do this. Why is it? There we go. Okay, so we're going to go to code, and we're going to nuxt init nuxt process, and we're going to use the v4 compat template. Why not? Ooh. Oh, not PNPM. Yes, Nuxt Studio is amazing, I've got to say. Ooh, Reaper. That is an amazing offer. Can I ask that you use Uno CSS and oops. This is the page. So it looks like come on. Looks like this. Okay. Although honestly, I love doing CSS. Like I would quite enjoy making that in CSS. So, you know, don't rub me too much, okay? Okay. Okay, here's our next project, and we're just going to start this as a fresh project. And let's dive in. Oh, we probably need to add some kind of directus module, so I'm guessing there must be one. Exactly. Exactly. Don't. So I've sent you the screenshot, but I'm still going to code it. I'm using CleanShot, and there's this CleanShot cloud. Oops. So there's no bad screenshots there. So it's CleanShot. It's a paid app for taking screenshots. Yeah, I love CSS. I don't get a chance to do enough of it, honestly. If you want to do some CSS work, go here. Go to Unsight. Look at this. This is terrible. It's ugly. Well, it's not terrible. This isn't too bad. But like, okay, here's this website. It needs to be more intuitive. Click in. Now, I have, like, there's a lot going on here. I want to display the repo name. I want to be able to select another one. That's terrible. Could we have some like a search ahead type kind of thing? Then we have these clusters of issues here, and then we expand them like that. And then we also can display duplicate issues. And at the moment, I'm sort of like, this is bad UI, people. This is bad. If you can improve this, it's not ugly, no. But if you can improve this, I would love it. I would love it so much. For me, this is more UX. Like the design, I like the design. Like I've aimed for the design, but I need to figure out like wireframey, or like the searches you type like for the repo. So the issue is, as there get to be so many repos, this is like, I haven't even released this. It's not a public thing, and somehow people have still signed up for it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've done my best. So I think everything should be sort of accessible, like from a keyboard point of view. Like everything is, I haven't overridden any highlights. Everything is links, unless they're buttons, in which case they actually are buttons. But if you can improve accessibility, I would really like that too. Everything is like HTML. There are sections. We have headers. We have I think that the tree is right. But I mean, if you like, if there are problems, then there are problems. But I have been thinking about it as I've been building it. But yes, there is much to do, right? Oh, the footer, by the way, I realized recently I added in the repo count, and now it's not great on mobile. It should wrap, you know. So there is much CSS on this. And so Todd, Reaper, Learner, if you have anything that you want to do, I will welcome it. Again, it uses Uno. It also needs like an icon and an image, like while I'm at it. And that is all here. This repository. If you want to check it out. Again, it's not released. It is like, although it's technically a public repo, it is very much, anyway, there's a whole set of stuff, but if you just want to play with the UI, all you have to do is this. You don't have to set up the development environment with the GitHub app, or whatever. You can just do this. Cool. Okay. So, what are we even doing here? We're looking for directus. There has to be one, right? Okay. Nuxt directus. Good. So I'm just going to run pnpm nuxt module add directus. Cool. And let's see what we have to do to get started. Docs. Okay, we have to configure our server here. Oh, do you know, actually, I'm gonna take this back. I have a little template that I use for creating new websites, and I'm going to use that in this case because it has got some stuff that I like. So I'm just going to Daniel Rowe nuxt site template. Cool. And I'm going to call that nuxt process. Oops. Daniel, nice to see you. Well, regard, yes, it's true. But I didn't want to. It's not good enough to launch, which is why I've not actually shared the link anywhere but on Stream. Because Stream is different. Like Stream, it's us. It's like we're friends, right? We're not, but like posting it more widely, it becomes a. Come on. Okay. So here I've got my template. I'm going to reinitialize the Git repo. And there we go. So now we're going to do everything again. We're going to add directus. Install our dependencies first. We're going well. We're getting going. There's been back chat, terrible back chat from everybody. So I'm doing my best in the face of real opposition from people. Usability needs, bad design, people saying I shouldn't do CSS. That's what they've all said. Oh, it's been really bad so far. Exactly. Yes, we are. Okay, so the reason I've cloned this template, which I do mean to make public at some point as well, is that it already has a lot of modules that I would recommend getting started for any project. It has stuff like typed pages enabled, ESLint is enabled. That was actually the reason I wanted to use it, because just like setting these things up in a project, which I think you should set up, it just really makes it a bit slower. So, okay, so I've got the directus URL, which I'm guessing I need to grab from here somehow. Do I have a URL? Must have a URL somewhere. Maybe here. Settings. Is there like an info page, or maybe it would be on the dashboard? website. Yeah. Yeah. Friends and family. Well, the template, I think, is not public, right? I don't think I even have... if you want... Does anyone want? Should I publicize this? Oh, it's failing. Okay, I'm making no promises of this. But why did... That's weird. It won't have merged if it didn't pass. So that's a bit strange. Maybe it's a flaky test. That would be a shame. I mean, the aim is it's going to be opinionated. That is one thing that it is going to be. So it comes like I have gone ahead and set up stuff like weird. Okay, I'll make it public. Useful freebies. What are you saying, Regara? You're saying it's a no-brainer. Okay, I need a I love it. That's great. Where's that coming from? This is a lovely little feedback box. Where is that? Nuxt directus. It's a module to integrate directus in a project. Okay. Like honestly, this is ridiculous. I just need to know the URL. Do I just grab that? Is that the URL? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna say https nuxt process.directus.app. Okay, so we're gonna say that's the URL. Okay. Right, so I'm just gonna start it. And we're just going to move this across and open our dev server. Beautiful. Okay, so we have our home page. So let's make it look like WordPress. And did I install Uno CSS? No. I seem to have to create an uno config.ts file to get the browser, like the IDE extension to work. I think also we want to add the compat, the reset, basically browser style reset, and we'll add the Tailwind compat one. So we're just going to add that here. There we go. And this looks like we've got some padding. So we're just going to create some. I'm going to say our root document is going to have, or are we just going to stick everything? I think we can just stick everything probably in this. Do I have an app.view? I do. I'll stick it here. I'm going to say class is going to be P12. A little bit better. We're going to have a nav bar, and it's going to have a heading, which is the origin, and we are going to have an unordered list, I guess, of pages to the right. So this is also going to be a nuxt link to the home page, and this unordered list is going to have some list items, and they are also going to be nuxt links, and we're going to call this sample page. Cool. This one is going to be, it's going to be a font bold, text XL. It actually looks a little bit more like medium, but if we figure out what font this is, for blog, yes, you're right. So what should we make the link to the homepage? Just a link? It should be a landmark, right? We should have a landmark up there. This should be class flex justified between items baseline. It does look pretty similar, but this is thin, a lot thinner. So we could say class is going to be font thin. Oh yeah, it does. Text large. It looks very, very similar. Probably similar enough. Then we've got in our page, we will have our h1. Thank you. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. Did you mean that it was good? I want a validation. Or if it wasn't good, I also want to know that. Like, you can tell me if stuff is not good. Like, it's not going to put me off. I will appreciate the feedback. Oh, I love it. Thank you, people, for filing this. Yeah, we need titles. And we also need, I think, let me just check. Nuxt ships now by default with a, but I might have got rid of it because I started, that would be very annoying. So Nuxt ships by default with a Nuxt root announcer, which I think is, thank you, Todd. I'm really glad. Hey, Byron, with a nuxt root announcer. And so that should actually switch, like tell us when we are switching pages. Okay, which we also need to enable here. So we'll stick that there. Root announcer. Okay, so we have our blog title, we have our blog item. We need, okay, so this is just going to be px, and then py is maybe going to be, what's that, 8? No, 6. And cool. So now we have our page. So this is going to be hello world. And it's, oh no, it's going to be blog. And that, interesting. So do you think the title here should be blog, or should it be hello world? I guess the question is whether we have multiple items on the page or whether it's just one. And it looks to me like it's multiple items on the page. So blog is still the heading. So what we then would have is some articles, and they would have what, a header, hello world, and they would have a, does it make sense to have a main for an article? And then we have maybe an aside with the details. Yeah, no, I was just asking like what this page is. So if this page had only one article on it, then it would be hello world, right? But I think the point is, I think this would have more than one article. I think it just happens to have one. Okay, so we're not main. We'll just div. And or just p maybe. And this is going to be this. Cool. Now this, yeah, no, this is, I think this is an H2. I mean, personally, to me, it always feels like the fact that you have to number your headings feels like a loss. Like the tree, I feel should, like whatever the header, I should be able to say like this is a heading, and the fact that it should automatically respect the indentation. But what do I know? Okay, so we have we have blog, and we have this, and we have the time, and then we have some footer stuff at the bottom of the page, which we thankfully do have another actual okay, and so it's going to have, it looks like 2 columns. So we're going to have, it's another nav, I guess, right? And so it's going to have the origin as a link. And then it's also going to have another, or maybe our nav is on the right. Was the whole thing a nav? I guess the whole thing. Yeah, thank you, Todd. I guess the whole thing is a nav. And then we have an unordered list on the right again with some list items in it, and it's got. We'll just say blog about FAQs, authors. Have you already done it? Have you already made this? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just going to steal a lot of that, okay? Hope you don't mind. So, we're just gonna do this. Okay, so I love it. Okay, so you have a footer as well. We're going to say this is going to be that. These list items, they can be P2, as you've said, and then we'll just do them for item in list items, and then we'll give them the item text, and we'll also give them a key of item. Yep, I've already done it. So we are good to go with Uno. So we should just be able to see this. See, beautiful. We're gonna obviously make a few more changes. So I think this is probably actually going to be font thin again, and obviously this is going to be flex call. I guess it's flex row, justify between. Probably on mobile it will flip, so we'll do that in a second. This is going to be a bit larger, 2, 3, 4, 3, and it's going to be, this actually looks a bit more like medium right now. It's difficult to it's interesting, the font rendering is different. And then at the very bottom we have a little thing. This, I guess, has been assigned. And so this one is going to be also flex, justify between, gap. We probably need to add some gaps around there anyway, just for when stuff gets small. And this is going to have 2025 and designed with WordPress. So we're going to say designed with nuxt. We're going to call this nuxt process, I guess. And so this is going to be a link. Why not use any category to stream in? Have I not? Am I not streaming in? It is a footer. The whole bottom is a footer. Oh, you're saying it should be Mauro, nice to see you. And WordPress quick fix. What is this? So this should be underline. It also should be, this whole thing should be smaller. Font thin. And there's going to be loads more padding. You know, obviously we're doing this very much. Weird. This I should be streaming in. Oh, you're right. I'm not. Science and technology, right? That's normally what I'm streaming in. Save. Okay. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Did that take effect? Am I now in a category? Cool. Right. So and basically we want I think, yeah, we want plenty of space, right? Like around it, because this theme, one of the things that makes this really beautiful is all of the space. So we have the nice. Okay, so we'll just use we probably have some kind of, come on, Uno. I've just installed you, literally. Define config. And I think we need to specify theme font family. We'll say sans is going to be manrope. Yeah. And then we just want to apply font sans. Ta-da! Okay. Can I just say how nice that is? Like I've built Nuxt fonts and I'm just always amazed that it's that easy. So, okay, so stuff still seems about right. Maybe a bit too big here. There might be some differences like that. Let's do some styling on like the blog. Thank you. Okay, so we want blog, it's going to be big. Where is it? Oh, it's in index. So it should be, so basically just by adding it here, it is downloaded the web font and is serving the web font through the app. And now you have to ignore the flash that you get in dev, but basically we now have, we can actually see it here. If we go to our fonts, you can see that it's detected manrope. It's grabbed it from Google and it's injected these font files in. And it's read it from Uno. So the CSS that Uno has created, Nuxt Fonts has picked up and figured out that it needs to add web fonts. If Nuxt Fonts didn't do that, they wouldn't have any effect because I don't have that locally on my computer. Okay. Blog. I think this spacing. Yes, you should, Todd. Come in. The water is warm. And if you want, we're building a new module called Nuxt Accessibility. And if you want to get involved in that, you would totally. So basically, we have this Nuxt Accessibility, and obviously you just enable it and you don't have to do any accessibility work. It's just all done for you. Joking. It just injects, a modal, like there's just an accessibility overlay that's added in, and then everything is just taken care of for you. Joking. Sorry, I'm like at this moment, Todd's health is in real danger. Like I feel that there is a. But anyway, so if you're interested, let me know. You would be very, very welcome. So at the moment, Nuxt Accessibility. Do you want to see what it does? It's not that great. We need to do a lot more on it. Is the thing. But basically, at the moment, it will like give you output in your browser console as you build, showing you accessibility issues using Axe. So that's what it was. Exactly. Your doctor will be ringing me in a moment and be like, I have a patient, or at least I didn't have a patient, but I do now have a patient after. Bobby, nice to see you. So, what am I saying? What am I even doing? Okay. Yes. Okay. Excellent. I'm going to hold you to that. Good. Right. I get so distracted. Okay. So we want text 3XL, 4XL. We're going to need some padding. The padding probably needs to live in the app, I think. So we probably want to have. We might be able to do this with a flex layout and give it gap 12, 14. That looks about right. Yeah, we should probably definitely look at the license for 2025. But I would guess it's probably open source. Mark, nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to use something here, which this is again, this is another thing I built, which I feel is fun. And we're going to use the nuxt time element. Now, the nuxt time element renders a HTML time element. So this is just a native time with a date time, and then it renders something. Now it does it in a time-safe way. So you can, and an SSR safe way. So you can do like date time, it's date now, and you can even make it relative. So if I refresh the page, it's going to update, and it even works on a server-side rendering. So it's not that the blink is related to the font rather than, like, this is safely hydrated on the client side. Why is that happening? I say this. Yeah. H2 could be inside a header element. Cool. But yes, it should localize it. So this will be in whatever your locale is. What am I looking for? H2 in a header. Yes. Okay. Originally this was a header. Okay, so we need to have, this should be class text 2xl, 3xl, I guess. And we should have a nice gap. So again, we're going to add some, I think maybe some padding to blog. Or no, maybe a padding here. Yeah. Flex gap 12, flex row. What call? And then inside our article, we also want to have a flex, and we want a flex call, and we want to have a gap of 6. And then we want our little aside at the bottom to be a bit smaller. Font size, class text small, and we want it to be text gray 800, 7, 6. Well, that's 5. Okay, I guess so. And then we are actually just going to not use the relative time, but just the absolute. And we're going to say it should be a month. Wait, what are our options? So we should have day numeric, year numeric. Okay, so this will be localized then to anybody, but it will respect these formatter options. The date now is going to be set to like the date of the post, obviously, but it's just a quick way of doing it. Okay, so we have stuff rendering out. We need a bit more gap before the bottom of the page, and we also need this to go into 2 columns. Can I do that? Can I just say, I think the problem with flex for columns, so we might just avoid this being flex and instead just say columns 2. And we need to give some padding. Hey, Salt the Wound. Nice to see you. We'll give some big padding around this. We also need to make it a flex call gap 12, gap 16, 20. And if we're going to space this evenly, which we don't have to, we can always make padding top more. So 24, padding bottom is more like 8 anyway. The padding bottom also shouldn't, yeah, it can live here, but it might also make more sense for it to live here. So say padding top is 6 and padding bottom is 8. 8, and then we drop the padding bottom here. No, it should be in the footer, right? It should be, drop the padding bottom. This should be in the nav. It runs a script on hydration that basically handles the replacing the content with the yes, that's right. Yeah. Cool. This is not looking bad, is it? Like we're basically, basically I feel like we're getting there. So if I extract this here, that's the WordPress site. Ooh, okay, no. There's some nice spacing around the page, which we haven't replicated at all. So that's nice. So there's a max width. So we probably want to match our max width. And it also seems like we have some like responsive sizing. So the spaces are a bit higher. a bit more space on a bigger site. So yeah, I do love that. So in our page, we want to have this this article kind of concept. Actually, I don't know. We might have the okay. You're going there. I'm gonna have to make you a bit smaller. We could use Sizzy. Let's use Sizzy. And we'll split them again. Other way. Ugh. Not that. We want this one. And so basically we want to have a max width, what is that, 96? No, 120? 160? Seems a bit wide. 156 maybe? 148? Maybe 150. Yes, Rich, doing our best. Okay, so the sticky footer with a min height of the viewport is there. We will have to check that out. Okay, so now obviously a lot of these things will be totally dependent on like screen size. But I feel like, oh, as in you mean that everything but the footer is, yeah, exactly. So basically we do want the this thing to have a min height of screen. So that you get the lovely view without the footer, I guess. That does add a lot of space. Whereas actually we don't, I guess if we do that, then we don't have to have so much padding here. So maybe I don't exactly know what the that might be fine for the moment. Blog needs to come down. I think we need a little bit more space here. Previous is also amazing. I can't wait until it runs on Cloudflare. That will be really good. Oh, you mean for the for the page? Okay, I'm going to copy that trustingly. You mean for that to go here? Beautiful. That feels nice. What is the difference here? This, oh, probably font thin. And root attrs. There is a way of setting attributes on Do you mean on HTML? Or are you talking about the like the div nuxt? The nuxt div. I think because it's not a per page thing. It's and it wouldn't be updatable on a per page thing. It's a project wide global setting. That's probably why. I mean, I would be willing to sort of rethink that, but that's currently what it is at the moment. So cool. I think we would also have like focus, no underline. Oh no, they keep the underline on focus. This will be this will be open source. You can do whatever you want with it. This is cool. Okay, so we've got sort of a rough layout. Now, when we click into the blog post, it basically it has some comments. So we probably need to implement this as well. What is WordPress for when you already have what directus for when you already have WordPress? So obviously it is up to you. But I always think choice is good, and giving people options good. WordPress has some great qualities. I learned a lot about web development through WordPress. I probably wouldn't be doing web development at all if it weren't for it. There are also some things probably we could say about WordPress are dated, and probably if you were building a new site, you might not pick WordPress for it, depending. Right, all depends. In directus, I love it. I love it. That is so funny. That would be great. I'm on board with that. Okay. So what am I doing? Basically, we probably have to hook this up to directus, right? Because we have got some content there. No, this is the WordPress thing. So we have got some content in directus, and I just want to sort of pull it down as much as we can. So what have we got? We have some kind of options, and we don't probably want the options. I want to know, like, we have got some use directus collections and items, I'm guessing. So great. Cool. So we want to do something like this. And I'm just going to copy the whole thing, actually. Let's see what we can get. So actually, we probably want to use this with use async data, and I bet they have an example here. That's another example. Right. So, I am so glad we don't use EJS anymore in Nuxt. So we have our project here, and we want to, let's have a look at our content. So we have pages. So is this something I can get by, is it a collection? Is it called pages? See you later, learner. Hello, nice to see you. Okay, so we have pages, posts. Is there a schema? I want to see the schema, because I guess the only downside is that it looks like that. Okay, so we have folder, and must be, it's a collection. Okay, perfect. So I feel like I'm getting on board with this. So let's hide that for the moment. Then let's pull this in. We'll pull in pages, and I want to get all of the items. So we're going to say at get items, collection is going to be, well, that's confusing. We're going to say collection is going to be pages, right? And why am I getting no type hints here? Come on. Something crashed in my IDE. Script setup blanked, yes. Okay, we should have some pages. Let's just see what's coming through. Probably everything is coming through, right? So like the, I want to see everything. So just give it to me. Okay, I've got some pages. Cool. So I only want to know probably the some of the details, right? So I want to know the, why? Like I'm getting no. Okay, reload window. Oh, this is a known issue with VS Code, by the way, that you don't get any type. It's probably what it was. You get no type safety when you first create a view file. You have to restart your IDE. That's madness. Okay, so we want, can we specify the param? Oh, okay. Will that work? No. What are our params? We want to have fields. Can I specify just title like that? Beautiful. Okay, so this is going to give me just, I just want to know the names of the pages. And yes, I heard of that. Okay, so this is great. We're going to refactor this in a moment, but for now, this makes perfect sense because I want to like stick them down here in the list items. So we're going to we're actually going to use an option for use async data. Not that one. Transform. So we're going to pull in the data and just grab back the title. So interesting. And I'm going to say data is an array. We might actually have to cast that to it. Get items. Oh. Is this how it works? Yeah. Okay, so we should now be able to just, instead of the list items, we will pages. Beautiful. So we now have the pages in the footer are coming from our from directus. Alex, have you appeared? Have I missed? Yes, the Toronto joke does come to life. And this is cloud, but I presume you could equally wise self-host it. I just didn't want to spend a lot of time setting stuff up. Okay. IntelliSense is everything duplicated. I don't know what you mean by that. Rigora is on top of it. Okay, so Rigora, do you have an issue link? Because I will tell the GitHub team about this if you do, and hopefully. Okay, so these are coming through. I bet we also have some more fields. So if I were to say, if I were to drop the params again, and I'm just going to, we're going to return that, but I'm just going to log it. So log the data, and I'm just going to drop the params and refresh the page. So I want to see, what are we getting? We're getting title permalink. Okay, so that's what I want. So we want the title and the permalink. I think is all we care about for, oh, the sort permalink. And actually, we don't want to transform the data anymore. I think we want both the title and the permalink. So down here, we're going to say the key is the item permalink. And we're going to say item title. And we are going to permalink string. And we are going to link to the item as well. So we'll say I bet it probably exists. I'm sure I've seen it before. I feel like it should probably, well, I don't know whether it's a Volar issue or a VS Code one, but if it's related to the latest Copilot extension, then it probably should be. Anyway, it probably doesn't matter where you report it, as long as there's a clear reproduction, because I will be able to let them know and hopefully get it fixed. If I have to have some benefits of being a GitHub star, so. Right, okay, so we've got some real links down at the bottom that go to different pages, which is cool, which they may or may not work. Do I see these shirts? Oh yeah. Yes, I want one. I want one. How do I will order it. A long sleeve? If you haven't gone, yeah, work on the reproduction and let me know. This is very funny. I love it. Okay, holiday shipping schedule. And well, I'm not going to say no to that. That is very kind. Right. My shortcut keys aren't working. I forget where they go. I think it must have gone somewhere else. Right. Okay, so where are we? We are down at here. Cool, so this is coming through, and we basically now need to sort of figure out how to abstract this, because we might, the question like, why is sample page up there? Presumably that's a setting where you can pick some top level options as to what goes in your header. And we also want to be able to click into the blog. So, and we also need to figure out how to render stuff programmatically, because at the moment we've just hard coded the layout of this page. Whereas we probably want to have some stuff that uses like the directus blocks. So there's a lot of stuff still to do. And at the moment our console will be spammed with like invalid root, because none of these things exist in the nuxt project. We probably are going to need to have some kind of thing which is well, let's see how we've set up our CMS. So we have, it's a dynamic page builder thing, which means that what pages do we have? We have just those 4 pages, and then we also have posts, forms, navigation. Aha. So this is actually what we care about. So we want to pull navigation, and they have items. So actually, that's before I move on, we want to pull this instead. So we're going to pull navigation, and we'll drop that for the moment. I just want to see the data coming back. So we have footer and header, and then it has items which just have IDs. What do you mean I would be safer with the official SDK? Why would I be safer? Resources, docs, nuxt. Thank you, Todd. Um, okay. If they aren't recommending it, then we can. Okay, we just want to get started with nuxt. So set up nuxt. Now this is all live preview related. Okay, come on. I want a guide framework and nuxt. Cool. So this is just saying directus SDK. Okay. Well, we'll give that a go. And we will drop the module for the moment. And we're going to add a plugin. Cool. And we are going to pull in our configuration. And we are going to pop it there. Amazing. And run our dev server again. And this time we won't have access to get items, but what we will be able to do is use the directus SDK. Oops. We will be able to use directus dot globals. Let's see what we'll do. We will directus, read items. Directus dot request. We have this read items. I'm assuming that's going to be roughly the same. And yeah, okay. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, so the same stuff is coming in. So we've just replaced this. Okay, that's fine. Is it typed? No. Now, what would be nice is if there was a way of like resolving the item. So I would like, to get the items in the fully resolved way, like without having to make another request, right? So, but we can do that. So, I mean, we can do this all in one async request, but it feels like, okay. So we would basically do this, const navs equals, what is it? What would that do if I did that? Okay, and then okay, our navs are going to be, I'm just going to return the navs for now. Remind me what they look like. We have just items. This is weird. Does anyone use directus? Like I basically, like, I mean, obviously I can make successive requests, but I don't particularly want to do waterfalls. So let's see. what would be nice is if I could, oh, okay, so let's just see, is there an option already that they give me? So I want to, none of those feels like it's going to do what I want. What other injections has it added for me? We have read item and read items, okay. And we also have REST. Do we have a GraphQL version? It seems we do. Is that any better? Okay, cool. Query parameter to request nested fields. Excellent. This is all good news because this is very much what I want. I'm curious about that. Okay, so basically we want to have you said a query or fields. And can we basically say, I want the, what have I done? Yeah, I want the ID, title, and items. Okay, that is good to know. ID, title, items. Great, so I've got those. And I probably also want to know is active. How did you say I can... Oh. Okay, so what does fields take as a thing? Okay, so we have read items. Read items. Read items takes a query, which lets us pull in okay, a record. Okay, so maybe something like items title. No. Oh, I see. It's an array. So basically, we would do something like title and then items title. Yes. Okay. Cool. That works. That works very nice. Yeah, that's perfect. We need title, we need permalink, and I think that was it. So that's just going to give us. Now we want our navigations to be. We're going to call them nav items, and we should have two of them. So we're going to say our. What are they again? Why are they not showing up? Oh, I renamed it. Nav items. And they should... Oh, what have I done wrong? Come on, people. Okay, let's just hide you guys. Is there a problem? Do I have other nav items? What have I done? So, okay, there's some kind of issue probably, which is resulting in a problem, or not. Nothing's coming back. So adding the permalink was an issue. Okay, the title is fine, but the permalink is not. Interesting. Also, by the way, I think that from what I see, I believe I can have typed access to this, just because it looks like you can pass in a you can pass in types. So I bet if I search for TypeScript, let's pull it, because I'm pretty sure that we are able to specify a schema, like passes a schema to create directus here. And what I want to know is if there's a way of exporting that schema, or that I just sort of manually type it. Because then we don't have to manually do stuff. So, oh yes. So I think we can just do it here in the plugin. So we can basically say the schema. Oh, there's an open endpoint. I wish there were. Is there an open API to TypeScript conversion? Although, let's try directus typegen. It's effectively what we're looking for. Oh, hello, Bryant Gillespie. Ha 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 ha. This looks useful. Okay, so we basically have a CLI. So let's install it. And we will have a this thing. Oops. And it is going to need to pull my endpoint. Grab it from my endpoint. It's not. Do I need a token? Probably I do. That's a shame. And it will output to app. Oh no, probably just shared directus schema. And I guess we need a token. Ooh, we can also use it programmatically in our app. That's even going to be better. So effectively, this is probably what we can do. I'm just going to create a very quick nuxt module to do this for us. So we're going to create modules directus, and we will do this. We'll pull in the generation, and then this is our command to generate them. So what we're going to do is add a type template. Add a type template. We don't want to yeah, we will do something else. We'll just return it as a variable. So we'll do this, but we'll add a template, and the file name is going to be directus types. I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like, but we're just going to try this to start with. And just to make it a little bit more useful, we're going to do async. Actually, this probably isn't something that happens lots. Like it probably just you run it once at the beginning. So we might also just pull it out of add template and just say, hey, Ramian, or Nyambi, nice to see you. Okay, so this is just going to return the types. And the types is a string. Cool. And we're going to pull, that is our URL. And we are going to, I guess we're going to need a token. So here, we're going to need maybe me, tokens, interesting, refresh, copy. And actually, what am I going to do? I am going to so basically the way that we probably want to do this is we're going to use a process.env. So and we're going to use process.env.directus token. And then I'm going to just export that to a .env file, and I'm going to do that in another browser window and save the token. So cool. Then I'm just going to have to do that very quickly in cool. So now what I want to see, hopefully, is, oh, I have to run the dev server again. I want to see some types generated for me here. Directus types. Okay, so I have all these interfaces. This is super cool. So I can import schema, I think, from here. And it working. Okay, so now I should just be able to pass schema to directus like that. And now I have fully typed access to directus in my app. So now this should actually be, look at that, it's typed. Isn't that so cool? Like, honestly, people, this is what life is all about, right? So yeah, so I have typed access to directus. And okay, so why did permalink not work here? So I should be able to, oh, was it URL? Maybe. Okay, maybe I was looking for the wrong thing before. So if I pull URL, no, that's null. It should be permalink, right? Or slug? No, I want to know the permalink, right? ID star. So it has a URL. These things have URLs. Not all of them have URLs. Some of them have URLs and some of them don't. So why is that? So here we have our items on our item. We have contact us, which is a page. Could they maybe be different things? About is a group. Okay, so if it's a group, then it has a group of pages. Page dot star. That's, I think I have to nest it, right? I have to basically do something like, I want permalink for pages. and I want, oh, what am I doing wrong here? Page. There we go. It'd be easier if I move executive to the beginning. So that's going to give me the permalinks of the pages. And then the other ones are going to be so the privacy policy, the contact us, the blog, that's fine. The main navigation, so in other words, the footer is all fine. So let's just pull in that. So const footer is nav items computed, nav items dot value dot find, and it's going to be ID as footer. And that obviously might be undefined. So in our footer, we're only going to have our nav if it is defined. So we'll say something like our UL is going to be the if footer, reorganize please. And then for each item in footer, we're then going to have, why don't I just string? I think we have to be a little bit more. We happen to, okay, I think this is just because of these. This is possible. So we're just going to filter out the items. Filter or map maybe. Okay, so now this is just a list of items with a title and a page permalink. So we're going to say item.page permalink, and that's also going to be the link, and then that should, great. So we're now pulling some stuff in. And Michael, no, I think I have autosave on per key. So I should be able to get, oh yeah, well, this is one way of sanity testing the the layout. But it should do it based on like as I type it. Okay, so that's showing, oh, for goodness sake, that is showing me my I might have to restart the dev server, I think. That's showing me the footer correctly, and we just need to do the same with the header. The issue here is that, Sean, nice to see it. Nice to see you. The issue with the header is that, oh, and this is also only if it's active. So I think I'll just test that here. And nav is active. And then we want to, yeah, our header is going to be similar. Let's just see our header. Oh. Main, it's called. And we're filtering just based on pages, which not quite right, but anyway. So we'll basically have v for item in header, and then we're going to again do the same. We'll pop it there, and we'll say, okay, so we're displaying some stuff for, yeah, honestly, the, yes, she does. She does want to come to, can you see her in the video? I can't tell. She actually, I think she wants me to let her into the bathroom because she likes me to run the bath tap for her so she can drink some water. So I might just go do that. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. Okay, so I think the cat. Hello, Gabriel. Nice to see you. Okay, so great. We're pulling some stuff. We have contact us. We have stuff in the footer that's also coming through. I think the group we'll need to implement. So we'll need to implement like some kind of drop down for them. Drop down handling. Actually, that can go up here because we're filtering out everything that's not drop downish. Yes, the Octocat. It is so fluffy. You wouldn't believe how fluffy it is. It is very, like, just look at the sheen of that. It's very, very satisfying. Okay, now I think I need a cup of tea. I need a cup of tea, and I think, Sean, you need a cup of tea or a cup of coffee because you are very sleepy. So I'm going to do that, and you can... Whoa, whoa. This is like next level Inception. I have put the view of my monitor inside my monitor. So what am I saying? So yes, I'm going to go get a cup of tea, and you should go get a cup of tea or whatever, and I will be back in a jiffy. See you in a sec. I am back. And yes, you're probably right. I probably should change this to software and game development. I don't know why. I had this right in the past. Software and game development. Change. Done. Okay. So, what has everybody said? What has everybody said? So much stuff. Yes. Yes, absolutely. This is all about ignoring the work that you should be doing. So the thing is, directus is also seems to be component based, which I'm sort of avoiding because that's where it gets complicated, right? Because here we have our thing. So this is a group of pages and posts. Ooh, that's interesting. So you can link to pages, posts. Is that right? Who can we add? We can add. So basically, I think we would have to figure out how to handle groups. But I think in the page, so we have our navigations, we have our globals. Ah, we should use the global stuff. Okay. So globals. We should have globals. We'll talk about that in a second. But we also have like posts and pages, and they have different bits to them, including content. And we'll have to basically render pages and posts. Pages are even more complex, I think, because they have blocks, which are it seems a little bit more. So rich text, but you can also add these other things. So we have to be able to handle all of these blocks, which is, yeah, makes it a bit more complex. Okay, but first let's get the globals going. So we want to do that. Also, I'm going to put some correct handling here, because right now you shouldn't be awaiting and then doing another await. That's going to create a waterfall. To be fair, it's, yeah, anyway. So we are going to say globals is going to be globals. And we're just going to pull feed items. What do we? Oh, feed item. I think there was an example in the directus SDK. So what are our items? Directus. Interesting. We had an example a moment ago, so let me just have a look at that. Globals. So we get this from get global metadata. Whoa. This is Dart. Oh, why are we in Dart? No, Flutter. Okay, let's very quickly leave this. Yes, this will go on YouTube and Twitch as well. Global metadata. Why? How did we get into Flutter? That is. Oh, this is a blog, I guess. Okay, API reference. We're looking for like. It's interesting that there's very clearly an example of using globals. So I saw it. I'm sure I saw it a moment ago. Okay, rather than the blog, we're going to pull this in from here. You can totally use promise all. So you could basically do this basically, and this is what I would recommend. But just for the sake of developing it, I am sorry, that would be fine. And then you could add some more examples. But just for the sake of developing it, I'm adding it here. And then, in fact, these won't live in this file probably. I'm going to pull them out of app and put them into a plugin or a global state in some way, because we might need to use them in more than one page. I don't want to be requesting it more than one time. So this is just a temporary thing. But what I want to know is how to access the settings. Hannes, you're amazing. You don't work at Directus, do you? Like, you're pretty pretty clued up on what I need to do, which is totally fine if you do. Amazing. I love it. Okay, so I would expect to see read singleton, so which is I think what I'm reading here. I just don't know what field I think to pull it from. So it's presumably a directus. Read singleton. Oh, is it a different thing? Maybe it was just never added. So I want to pull in that directus. So it's not read items, it's read singleton. Cool. And actually, do you know? Yeah. So this does make sense, I think, for globals, for example. We'll do that. But for a moment, yeah, we might as well pull it in. Okay. So what we basically want to do, const settings is directus request read singleton settings globals, and what is the one? And then we probably don't need to do a lot. I just want to see what is coming up. Yes. Again, we're going to do some refactoring in terms of best practice about how the requests are made, because this is going to perform a request on both server and client, but I just want to see the stuff, wire it up, and then figure out what we're going to do with it. So this is going to pop in here. And so we are going to want to have our title, our tagline. So this can be our title. And we'll also pop that down here. And, ooh, did that update? It did. Oh, but what is that going to be? Oh, that's the theme name. She is very much, she wants to be petted. You want to be petted? You want to be petted. You can come here, sit there for a bit, and be petted. Cool. Okay, so that's going to be the theme. So the settings title is going to be popping up here. Great. And what else do we want? The description, the URL. Okay, we have some nice social media stuff, which we can use, the fave icon. We can use all of this stuff. This is really, really cool. And so what we would want to do is wrap this in a use async data, so it's not requested a second time on the client, and also add some SEO metadata. The cat needs to be petted. She is not going to let me not pet her. So if anyone has any ideas, you want to talk about anything right now while I can't type, now's a great time. So we're going to if there was just some kind of way to like access the keyboard through her, that would be okay. What do I plan to use for validating the content user input part? So you're thinking about like comments, like the oh, that's a newsletter form. What do you mean by the content user input part? This. Oh, the right. Okay, so you're like your CMS editors. So this is interesting. Like because it could be like they could do H6 because it looks like the right size. That is a very very common issue. I don't actually know how we can validate stuff in the directus CMS, but I would be surprised if we couldn't. So let's see. Ooh, there's even a migrating from WordPress section. Validation. Like, I am interested to seeing, and it's very frustrating to be wanting to do things and not be able to because the cat is there. But I want to see what is like, is the rich text going to come back as HTML or is it going to come back as JSON? Like, what am I going to be playing with when I'm serializing it? Because if it's coming back as JSON, you have more options as a front end developer to validate it and make sure that like, you handle it correctly. Yes, probably. Oh, nearly slipped off the table there. That must have scared her a little. Can I put you on the bed? There you go. Is that good? Okay, I have control again. So we're going to do use async data, and we're going to perform this request, and we are going to expose the settings. We are going to also, sorry, what looks cool? Yes, we probably will need to use pros. No, that is clearly not good enough. Okay, so, but we're going to then do this. We're going to say nuxt app run with context, use head, and then we're going to specify some stuff. So we're going to say our, we have what? Social links, we have a logo and a fave icon, which we probably need to resolve. So we're going to say, let's, what was it? Fields. We want our logo to have clearly not. Okay, we want our logo to have this is also where we could use nuxt image. I think there is a, is it already released or is there just a PR? No, it is released. So let's install nuxt image if we don't already have it. have it. So we can just do this. Actually, we can just use it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to get a URL for our fav icon. So we're going to do, actually, that's not correct, but we are going to say it's going to be use image. Do we need to use image? We're just getting one image. So we're going to pass in our it's going to be our, this might actually not be the thing that we want to do. Let me just think. So we have got our ID, our storage, file name on disk. That's probably coming directly from, no, that's probably not what we want. We have a look about images. Yeah. So basically, I want to see what the, where the file is resolved from. It seems like assets and then file ID. This is just downloading it. Cool. Okay. So we're just going to access it from there. We're actually going to say const base URL is this, and actually we can, because I think we're going to use it in more than one place, we might extract some of this as well and make it easier for people to configure as a template. So we want our ID, but this is actually much more straightforward because the href could just be join URL, base URL, assets, and then the ID actually. So we don't need much, but we have settings. Remind me what we've got again. So we've got we dropped the fact that we still need a title, right? And we probably need some of those other things too. So we want the tagline, we want the URL, we want the, what else do we want? The OpenAI key? Well, I think probably not for now. And description. I think that makes sense. And afternoon, winter. We're dropping this. Oh, we shouldn't be just, we should be passing in this. I forgot we refactored this into a use async data and never updated it. So we should now have our title coming through. This is not, what's the matter? Oh, this is the WordPress site, not the next one. Okay, so that's a little confusing. So we're going to do a couple of things. So we have use SEO meta, which is a simpler way of doing some of these things. And we're also going to use used head for some other ones because I'm pretty sure that favicons is not supported by. Use server SEO, use SEO meta is a shortcut for a lot of the things that we might want to directly use. So we are going to set the title, and we are going to, I think we can pass this in. I think we can do the same with description. I love the fact that it already has figured that out. Excellent. We can pass in, image isn't a thing, URL isn't a thing. So we can add some basic title and description stuff. We're also going to do the same with our use head bit here for our favicon. And that's just going to look like this. So that we are going to just join. We do need to add next OG image module. You're right. Join URL from UFO. And we are going to do that. So assets, and then settings value dot logo dot ID, and the type should be logo dot image type. Actually, let's do it like this. Oops. And then we can now remove these question marks, and that should give us our image. Hannes, to the extent you want to tell me that I'm doing anything wrong, you please tell me. I would love some. Okay, now let's just check that we're getting the right data here in our site. So I'm going to just copy that into the clipboard so we can explore it in a little bit more space. This is HTML, and please format. Okay, so we should have. Do I have nuxt OG image installed? I do. Okay, it's already installed. So I'm thinking this is very strange. So do we have a favicon? We do. So this favicon is being inserted, I think, correctly. Oh, it's not a favicon though. It's a full-on image. Like for a header, I guess. Okay, so that's a little bit, that's a different thing. I got that one wrong. Well, this is a clone of the WordPress theme, this one. So it is matching it. I don't think, like, this is just light. So, okay, so that means we actually have, this is actually going to be an image. So we have our image here, which is going to be a nuxt image, I guess. And it's going to be, and it's going to have an alt of settings logo dot description, and it's going to have a, does it have a description? Interesting that it has a description here, but it doesn't seem to me that there is a description. It's null, that's why. Or settings title, I think. Cool. And basically we say the if settings logo, and then the else is going to be just settings title like this. Oh, and we have to specify provider directus, and we also in our nuxt config have to specify that here. Provider, oh, directus, and directus has base URL of that. And I think we'll specify the source should be logo ID, probably. Let's see, what does nuxt image say? So we have our base URL. Oh, it needs to include the assets. Cool. Well, this is weird. Let's see what's going on, because clearly it's trying to render the image, but it's not doing it. So I think we might have a, oh, it's not, it's IMG. Okay, beautiful. So we have our image, which is showing nicely. And in fact, if we have a look at it, this image has a source set. So we're getting just the optimal size of image based on the need, I think. That's cool. And actually we can now decrease the our requirements. We need an ID description. That's all we need for the image. And in our plugin, we only need, we shouldn't be adding this as a favicon because it isn't. So here we can specify we just need the ID and the description to the extent it exists. Is that right? Seems good. Okay. Right. And what else? There is no description. Pain. But we have some SEO metadata. No, there's no point having. Well, the HTML validator module might flag up some issues, like lack of lang attribute on HTML. So there's some HTML that's still rendered, but it will have much less point for sure. Okay, so we've got a sort of global metadata coming in. We might have some social links at some point in the future. Let's drop out the full settings there. Oh, and in the footer, we need to say settings title, don't we? Cool. Feels like that should be bigger. We probably want to specify a... Ooh, can we get access to the dimensions of the image? Because that's the thing that we most want, I think. We probably can, right? I mean, this is an SVG. That's the main thing. SVGs can't be optimized in the same kind of way, but we don't. It would be better if we had the width and height, right? How much do I make? The amount I make streaming is negligible. Like, it is, I like, I think the most, I make it like £20 a month or £50 a month, something like that. And that is mostly from people explicitly giving me that via buying, like cheering and that kind of thing. So the cost, the value of people watching, I don't think is anything particularly. Okay, so we are going to pull it though. It's probably no width and height because it's an SVG, something like that. So I'm just going to set it up so that if someone does have a PNG that they can benefit from it. So what we would do is we would say width is and height. The settings logo height. I guess all in all. What's it complaining about? So it's not going to do anything, but it might be useful for someone else. No, not at all. Like, I think, like for me, the thing is, everything I do is not cost effective. So if I were optimizing for cost, I would just get a job, or I would do consultancy all the time. But this is fun, and it's fun because I code with friends. It's collaborative. I mean, I could do this on my own, that would be fun too. What does nuxt image do when width and height are not set? Then it just doesn't, it basically just can't optimize. It can't generate a source set that is fully what you would want. In this case, it still generates a source set, but there's no optimization, no transforms applied. Here, I think we can specify a little bit about the size that we want in terms of the height of this. We might be able to say, like, via a class. Ooh, that's big. 4, 6. That feels about right. And we probably don't want it to be baseline anymore. We'll do center. Okay. Yeah, it effectively short circuits. It short circuits some things, but not other things. Okay, so we're pulling some stuff in from directus, which is good. We should now pull in the blog posts from directus. And also we should move some of this stuff into but it doesn't know that it's of type SVG. There's no .svg. This is just an ID that's being passed. So that's a tricky thing. But you're right, it probably could. Although IPX supports converting SVGs to pings, which I'm not sure about that, but yeah, it does support it. Okay, so right. So we need to add some page content, or some blog content anyway. So we probably want to add our blog. So we're going to create a blog slug, and I think I'm just wondering, our posts, we've got a slug. Can it have slashes in it? It can't. So it is a reliable slug that we can access it there. Cool. So we are going to figure that out. So we have a list of blog posts. So we're going to pull some of the stuff from directus here, like this. We're gonna have to have a look at some of the. Oh, we can drop that for a start because we're pulling that from. Or we can move that from the plugin maybe. And what else are we going to want to do? We are going to want to, oh right, sorry, we were in here. So we are going to pull all of this. And we want to display the blog itself. So, and we also need to link to it, right? So our WordPress inspiration has both the date and the title linking to the blog. So we can go ahead and do that. Wait a second, why? What went wrong here? Oh, this is just our, what did I do? Oh, I pasted it in the wrong thing is what I did. Right, that's very confusing. So what we want to do, and you're right, we do need to get a list of blogs. So I got a bit confused. Okay, so we're going to grab a list of blogs here. So we're going to want read items, and we're going to want to pull in our blogs from here. And they're called posts, I guess. And so we're just going to have, again, a little quick look as to what they are. But again, I love the type safety fact. Well, there you go, fishy. Blog in blogs. Key is going to be blog.id, I guess. .id, yeah. So we are going to, do we just have one? I keep getting confused, that's the WordPress one. So this one says that I'm calling something in a place I shouldn't be calling it. What am I calling? Oh, and also we have to figure out, I've got some issues in my HTML. Hey, Bonnie, you can go. Yeah. Where am I? Okay, so let's drop that for a second and just say const blogs equals an empty array. And now somewhere I'm calling something. So it's probably in the plugin, and is it? Oh, it's in pages index. And oh, it should be script setup. Weird. Okay, so we should pull these like this. Now we should have access to them. Great. So we've got our blogs, and we have content. It looks like HTML, and we have a status. Well, we definitely want to filter based on status published. I'm guessing that's how that works. And we want to have a, okay, so we have ID, image, okay, status is like published. That's also amazing. Okay, so, and we want to have fields of content and everything else. So we want to have a slug. Do we have a permalink? No, we don't have a permalink because the permalink comes from the slug. Okay. There's a sort key, a title. So we're going to display the blog title, and I'm going to move that to the end so we can see. Okay, so we have a blog title. Oh, this is hilarious. We probably have a published date, which is, yeah, published at. Cool. we're going to need that. So that is going to power our nuxt time, and we should just be able again to do log.published@. And yes, it looks like it's working beautifully. It would be nice if we had some kind of like short description. Oh, we do have a description. Great. So we can pop that in here. Good. Amazing. This is cool. And now we need to be able to, oh, and we can, with stuff like this, we can basically do like vif, unless it is truly required, in which case it should be validated at the directus level. It's safe to do. Okay, so we want, we don't care about anything but those things, I think. Definitely don't need the full content. I don't know if we need the author. I don't think so. We're not displaying any author data here. It's very minimal, and we're not displaying an image. So we're just going to pull those things. Oh, we need the description. Cool. And we also need, what do we need? We're not going to need to use the slug in order to create a link. So this is going to be nuxt link to, and it's going to be blog slug. And then we're going to actually do the same thing down here for the time. Add the sort order to the query. Yes, we probably should do that. And then basically sort it, I guess. So sort post dot, oh. Unless we can get it to sort for us. Sort by sort. That seems more straightforward. Excellent. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is very nice, in fact. I don't know why it's still showing me content unless I added... Oh, we don't need content. Right. So that seems like a very minimal query. And there we go. So we now have our blog page, which is displaying all of our things. We need to, I think, just quickly tweak our nuxt link and say class is underline, hover is no underline. Ooh, that's evil. No, do it the other way around. So it's hover underline. It's very, very bold. Let's make the can we change the underline style? Underline. Or do we just have to do a border? Underline 1. Ooh, 2. 1, I guess. Okay, so that's going to be our... Nice, cool. So, nice. Okay, thank you, Olga. It's nice to see you. Okay, so we have a blog. It's not quite right. I think we need to make it a bit narrower. Afternoon queue. I'm going to have to go for a lunch break in 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and do a little bit more on this. So this is nice, and yeah, it's taking us to our blog page. So that's good. Is it taking us to our home page? Yeah, I love it. Okay, beautiful. So we've got a site which is all up and working. I'm really liking the query syntax. Oh, there's one more thing here. Here we are using a concatenated string, but it's actually probably much safer to do this. To name blog slug, params is going to be blog slug like that. And we're actually going to have to assert that there is a blog slug. Or just validate it here and say like that, and that will just not render a link at all if there is no blog. Okay, cool. So now our main issue is that what's the matter? Okay, now our main issue is we just need to implement the did I say afternoon qubit? I can never remember. But afternoon if I didn't say. So now we basically need to implement the same thing on the Luke. Thank you. You've been here since the very beginning. So yeah, well deserved. See you later. There's some nice things we're going to be able to add to this, I think, in a moment. Okay, this also, it looks like WordPress gives us a little bit lower padding as we get a bit bigger. So if we did something like px 8, is that going to be a bit? Yeah, that's more like it. And then we're also going to want to do that's good. We also, on our index page, do we have any more padding here? Interesting. I'm not sure we should have any X padding actually on the index page. Yeah, that feels better. Anyway, we can tweak the exact. We'll get Reaper to do what he can. Oh, and also we should see what happens if we add more blog posts, like how it changes, like the look. But for now, if we were basically to go into an individual blog page, and we are going to grab our page data, and so we're going to read an item, I think, just a single post. And we need a key. Oh, read item. We need the key as the next thing. So basically, going to grab our root, and then we're going to here we are going to use our post. We're going to use root params slug. Oh, this is specifically the blog slug page, and then we will. Yeah, thank you, Remian. That's a good point. You coming in, or do you want to go? Do you want to go or come in? What is it? Yeah. I have to go though. I have to go. You definitely need more slides of her. You've made that one picture do far too much work. Okay, I'm not going to do any more work on this until I see you again in a moment. I will this isn't going to pause. I'm just going to stop the stream, but I'll do another stream later this afternoon after I have grabbed my lunch. So I will see you all a little bit later on. And until then, enjoy your lunch or your walk or whatever you're doing.